Over my time playing Tetris, I've helped many new players with learning the basics of the game. I've seen many misconceptions and bad habits as these new players come and go, and even some more experienced players who never fixed their habits when they were new to the game. Today, I'm going to be covering 5 of the most common pieces of info for beginner Tetris players. To start things off, I'm going to talk about one of the most asked questions to fast Tetris players from beginners. How many piece previews do you use? From the very start, you should be working towards using all 5 preview windows, or 6 if you're playing Tetris 99. The most common way to look at the queue is to keep your eyes on the surface of your stack, and then use the colors of the pieces in your peripheral vision to know which 5 pieces are coming up. If you were previously using 1 or even no previews, it'll be pretty overwhelming to switch to 5 all of a sudden, so take things one step at a time. Practice in a slow environment while visualizing where every piece is gonna go, and once you're comfortable, add another preview until you're using all 5. Another popular question is how to get faster. Within the community, we measure speed by sprint, also known as 40 line time. So the question naturally arises of how do you improve your time and, by extension, your speed. Many players will try to move their hands faster, but if you look carefully, they will usually not be placing pieces any quicker and sometimes even slow down. This is because they aren't actually thinking any faster than they were before, so they will outpace their speed of thinking and visualizing the previews, and eventually need to stop or slow down once they've backed themselves into a corner, which will cause a significant time loss. So then what should you do? The key here is to think faster. In the slower sprint times, let's say any time above 60 seconds, everybody will be able to move their hands fast enough to improve their time, which means that the limiting factor is pretty much always going to be how fast you can think. Focus on working through the previews faster, and always knowing where the next piece is going to go. If you can start practicing thinking faster instead of moving faster, you're going to be well on your way towards the next personal best sprint time. Here's something that's really common with players starting from Puyo Puyo Tetris. Don't focus on openers. If you've watched Tetris players, you've probably seen some of them create setups at the start of games. Those are openers, forms that you memorize and throw out using your starting pieces. While they aren't inherently bad, it's easy to go overboard and learn a ton of them, and that's time you could have used working on more important skills such as improving your mid-game. Memorizing more openers does not make you any better of a player. They're not some kind of special move, you should simply view them as a transition from the start of the game to mid-game. This next one is something that I still see in more experienced players, and that is to not be afraid of garbage. Many players will make bad decisions when facing rapid attacks and eventually get overwhelmed. Take this clip for example, where this player starts panicking and clearing lines that aren't really doing anything. A few notable placements are the L here, which doesn't have any easy way out of given the next pieces, and this Z here, which forces them to waste a crucial I piece which could have saved the game. Trying to force playing faster to get out of a tough spot is a bad idea in most cases, and you don't want to be giving up opportunities to make an escape by speeding past them. So, whenever you're under a lot of pressure, try slowing down and finding a smarter way out, rather than trying to get out using brute force. To wrap things up, I'm going to talk about T-spinning. T-spins are a pretty intimidating subject for a lot of newer players to dig into, but I think it's a very important skill to pick up early. I believe that once you can do 10 Tetrises in a row, basically just finish a sprint game by only clearing Tetrises, you should learn them. Since I already have a guide on T-spins, link in the description, I'm going to explain why I think it's important to learn T-spins early. T-spins are one of the easiest skills to improve by just playing the game. Simply doing them will allow you to discover how to utilize them better and better. That's not to say that trading TSpins in isolation isn't necessary, but it's far better to discover all of the rules and principles through in-game experimentation, since it'll stick with you very easily. Want to learn new Tetris setups every day? Join my Discord server at 4Y to get a new Tetris setup guide gift every single day, such as this one. You can also catch me on my Twitch channel at 7 PM PST almost daily at garbocan_. With that being said, thanks for watching.